going?
Come on down.
It's just been a day.
Was that a full moon or something? What's going on?
Oh, no.
It's not, which would be more appropriate.
No, it was just a long weekend on top of coming back to work and everything.
You can take her money, please.
Well, we were camping at Rathbun when that storm hit.
I sent through the presentation.
Oh, you were fishing, you did?
Asking Jackie in the morning, and she will say no. Yep.
Okay.
Jackie will also probably say no. And then.
Okay. All right. Call to order. When are we gonna get our gavels? Welcome to the IMU Board of Trustees, meeting June 8th, 2026. 5:30, roll call.
Celebrate.
Present.
White,
Present?
Smith,
Yes.
Voights,
Yes.
Craven.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, anyone wishing to speak should come to the lectern and state your name and address for the record. No one at this time? Need a first and second motion to approve the consent agenda. Motions?
So moved.
Second.
Approval of claims. Approval of minutes of the prior meetings. April financial report.
Trustees, the report is for the month ended April, actually 10 months ended April 30th of 2026, which is 10 months and which is like 83% of the budget. It's the second month where we combined what I call the operating fund and the capital funds. So it's kind of interesting to look at that. And then I guess I'd say maybe as a citizen of this fine community, you look at the water utility, and the budget should be about 83%, but those of us that have worked on budgets before know that it's a real task. But this one, in the case of water utility, revenues are about 73%, and the expenses were about 73%. And of course, I suppose it was right on the budget, be 83, but I think that's pretty impressive. And then we get to the electric, and the electric is 84.4%, which we say should be around 83%. And the real positive thing is expenses are 75%. So we like to have equal to or more for revenues and equal to or less for expenses. And then the fiber is kind of amazing. Estimated 83%. 83% is what the revenues were, and the expenses were more like 85%. But anyway, to me, that's pretty impressive. Having tried to put budgets together before, I've never even approached those numbers. So I don't know who all is responsible, but as a citizen, outstanding. Let's see. I don't know that there's anything else. It's kind of interesting. We get the cash positions, and sometimes we have a lot of cash plus whatever the fund balance is for capital, and we know an awful lot of that is for large, expensive items. And so, yeah, I would say that through 10 months, pretty darn outstanding. That would be my report.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Any questions related to that? All right. Resolution setting the salaries for appointed officers and employees of the Indianola Municipal Utilities effective July 12th, 2026. Q1 state offset. Authorization for Warren Water District to serve a customer within the territory upon proper notice to IMU, since the customer is within 2 miles of IMU territory located at 15746 Illinois Street. Authorization for Warren Water District to serve a customer within their territory upon proper notice to IMU, since the customer is within 2 miles of the IMU territory located at Warren County Parcel ID number 14000160680. Any discussion? Roll call?
Selfridge,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Voights,
Yes.
Craven.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Electric utility action items. Need a first and second motion to approve resolution to purchase resolution to approve purchase of equipment for the downtown substation switchgear 4 kV system. Motions,
So moved.
Second.
discussion?
Yep, so I can give you an update, and I know this is kind of informational item, but I kind of want to put this up front since it is a large purchase, that kind of the events and what led up to this. So on May 16th, we had a large outage that affected roughly 1,000 customers initially. Stemmed out of our East Iowa switchgear room. We had a fault in there that we're not able to really pinpoint exactly yet. I know there were storms going on in the area, so it very well could have been lightning that led into this. But due to the circumstances and what we have in there, well, I'll back up. Let's get power restored. So that happened about 7 o'clock that night. We needed to tie that into our only other 4 kV sub, which is at West Iowa, which is over by Simpson by the trail down at the bottom of the hill. We had to do quite a bit of switching to get that all tied in and everybody back on. So roughly around midnight, we had everybody restored that night. And then after we got it restored, we went back and looked at historical data from the day before on the loads on those circuits. We determined the loads that we currently had them on overnight by noon on Sunday would not sustain what we needed. They'd be overloaded. So then we went to work devising a plan on what we were going to do. We ended up making a temporary overhead feed out of that substation, built line over to the, this is all back here in the bullpen, just north of us here, to be able to pick up feeders 10, 11, and 12. By doing that, we figured we would be able to bide some time here to keep everybody on. We were, kudos to the guys during the night. It stormed, rained. It was not a fun evening weather-wise at all, but they made it through it, and by just about noon, we were close to being ready to do the switching. We determined, with it being Sunday, businesses involved that had restaurants, we wanted to let them get through the noon hour, so at 1 o'clock, we notified them during that time that at 1 o'clock we were going to disconnect power to, because we needed to shut power off in order to tie everything together, because we don't have like breakers or anything like that in between like we normally do switching. So we did that in about a 30-minute time frame. We were able to get everything temporaried onto the substation, re-energized, and a little bit after 2 o'clock, we were all able to go home on Sunday afternoon. Since then, we've tried to come up and been working with our engineer on what do we do from here, right? We got to, what's the best plan? We're all in agreement that keeping equipment within that switchgear after that. You know, we had definitely a fire in there from the arc flash, burnt the ceiling, burnt some other electrical stuff. So we needed to kind of get away from that. The equipment's a 1952 equipment in there. Definitely not going to go away from this tomorrow or in the next year. We got a few years in here by the time we get the 4 kV system converted over to the 13.2. So working on ideas and what we can and can't do, we went all the way from brand new switchgear. We rip all the equipment out of there, put brand new switchgear in. Lead times on that are 2 to 3 years, so that's definitely not an option. We looked at used equipment, switchgear equipment. We could get our hands on some of that stuff, but the closest thing we could find, it was manufactured in 2005, so it's very old. The relay equipment on it is, we couldn't guarantee that would work, so you're talking another, on top of whatever the equipment, we got an estimate, I think that was $400,000 for that equipment, and it was going to need about another $150,000 worth of relay equipment. That's just the equipment. That doesn't get the old stuff out, that doesn't get the new equipment installed and get everything done. So we looked at putting step-down transformers out on the system to feed feeders. We just didn't feel that was a good way to backfeed in an emergency just like this situation if we had to. Ultimately, we found a Federal Pacific had a piece of a switchgear equipment. We've got them around town, but they're fused, and they got switches in them. These have breakers and a switch in them. With these breakers, they'd act just like what we had before. They'd be able, we could open them, close circuits, under load with our SCADA system, with our current SCADA system, and then we also have reclosing capabilities, which means in a storm event, we get lightning or something like that. It's like when your lights blink, the lights come right back on. We have that capability with this equipment. The other good thing is with the equipment is we would be able to, once the 4KV system's converted over, we could then use this equipment somewhere else on the system. So it's not just throwaway equipment. It's reusable for our 13.2 kV system. So definitely a plus on that. This equipment, just the main reason we're bringing it to the board now is timing. It's going to take about 30 weeks to even get it here. So we're looking at probably first of the year, sometime in January before we'd even get the equipment. So there's other things we still need to get and look into is wire to get it there. The bases, exactly where we're going to put it back in there. We think there's room. We're just kind of at that phase where we're trying to design that into the scheme and how we're going to make it all tie in and work. But I definitely think there's room. It's just the best place for long term as we move forward. So yeah, and then the other thing I'll throw in there is currently right now, I know I try to pride that we try to do as much this work as we can ourselves. On this situation, I think our crews are so loaded on trying to get this 4KV system underground ourselves on those projects. You know, we've got First Street, we've got Scott Belton, we've also still got everything, you know, south of Highway 92 that we'd like to get started on some of that at some point. Plus just our other, what I call our customer pay projects, the developments. We got that stuff, plus they're just our daily load of everything else. So that stuff we got to work through. We bring that back to you in the future with a proposal on how we would do that. But I know that's a lot, but it's been a lot.
So Mike, the night that all of the storm was going on, did you have all the equipment you needed to put the temporary fix in place?
We did. We used, I mean, in a situation like that, we had to get really creative on how we could do that. We had equipment that we didn't have to go outside or go find it. We were able to use equipment that we had in the house. You know, we had the idea of what to do. We went after it. Our engineer, Jared Klein, I'd reached out to him Saturday night. He reached out to me 7 o'clock Sunday morning. He said, "You're doing what?" That entailed I can be there in an hour, which is great. He come down. There's some things we had to do, not to get into the weeds, but we needed to add PTs. We needed to disconnect some stuff on some equipment. So it was great having him here to get us through that. It's just something that you typically don't do. It's hopefully one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences that you go through. But
I should have a fresh set of eyes with you after you guys have been up all night.
yeah, I mean, it was good to have him reconfirm what we were working towards. It was functional and it would work type of deal, and in a temporary situation. And like I say, our main goal is we got to get the power back on to the residents. It was going to be hot, and you know, we want to keep the lights on. So
yeah, I do have a couple of things I want to add to that. One is, as Mike talked about. We are talking with our insurance company, so some of this may end up being covered in a different way, and none of that, of course, has been settled or worked out. We're all in the preliminary stages of it, but you know, if we do have to hire a contractor, there's a chance there'll at least be some assistance, if not that covered. So, you know, I appreciate Mike for trying, but I do, you know, agree with him that this is probably something for a number of reasons that we're not going to tackle ourselves. And secondarily, you know, I think Mike's being very modest with everything that he's saying there. Just watching this from the outside was admirable. We had a lot of dedicated staff, 18 hours of exhaustion. Nobody's complaining. Everyone's, what else do we need to do next? Just really, like, if there's one thing that epitomized why you want a local utility, it was unfortunate that we had people out of power, but to be able to watch this group of people come together and be creative, be safe, be, dedicated, and the only answer was not, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm complaining, I'm wet, all the things that they should be complaining about. None of those they did. And it was all like, what does it take to get everyone back on power, and what's it gonna take to make it reliable? And, truly compliments to Mike and all of his crew. They did a truly amazing job. I think, as we talked about later, the number of bad things that could go wrong in the town. I'm not gonna wish number 1 and 2, but this was probably number 3 on the worst things that could have happened. And it really was a non-event, so hearty congratulations to all the electric crew that responded. That was awesome to watch.
So with the things the way they're set up right now, do we have any particular failures that we couldn't recover from?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that we're doing right now is, I've got a crew, we started last week, Monday. We went ahead and we forecasted what our loads are gonna be coming up in July and August, which are higher. We did have a lose track of my days, but I believe it was last week, we had another outage kind of up in that neighborhood. Up around the library, kind of in that area. We had to cut out just because of the loading on this thing. It was overloading some things, and we had to do a quick disconnect. We jumpered past it. It's a disconnect switch that's gonna have to be replaced, and with everything else going on last week, we just left it that way for now. We'll have to get back in there hopefully sometime this week and change that out. So, but knowing the loads that we've got some spare conduits that went in there. We set a pole back in the bullpen. We're gonna split that up, and hopefully when this is done, we get that over. We will have to have another outage to do this. We'll do it overnight when we'll notify everybody, put it out on Facebook. But there'll be an outage overnight to be able to split that up, and we should have everything that was on our downtown plant. The feeders, they'll be back on that right now. It's just temporary. To get us by, but at least that way we can hopefully take some of that load off of our West Iowa substation. So definitely working through all those processes. Definitely keeping in touch with our engineer on everything, and they still approve everything we're wanting to do and which way we're headed. But other than that, I'd take any other questions about any of that.
No questions, just nice job, thank you.
Yeah, that was something to work through.
For sure. All right, thank you. Roll call?
Celebrate,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Wapes,
Yes.
Craven,
Yes.
Thank
Electrical utility informational items, if there is anything else.
Yeah, we're still plenty busy. East Iowa substation project that we've got going on. That crew, I just talked to him here just a little bit ago, and they plan to have a crew on site tomorrow morning to put our busing back together. We'll remove grounds, and we will re-energize East Iowa 1 to the transformer. We'll let that, what we call soak, which is energized overnight. Just to make sure everything's good with all that new equipment that got put in. If it's good, we will de-energize it, and then we got to open it back up. There's still some more 69 kV, 1000 volt kV switches that's got to go in for the East Iowa 2 circuit switch. So once I get that done, then we'll be able to put some of our load back on East Iowa, because the switching now is we're running everything on the 13.2. It's coming off the west side sub out by our 63 and 92. So definitely working through that. We're keeping track of loads, making sure we did tell them that if our loads get high enough, that we'll have to suspend what's going on out there to be able to put load back on those substations to diversify our load during during all that. Also back here, which was very nice during that event, we had just finished up the radiator removal. I know we talked about that a little bit. That's definitely saved us some room back there, and I told you we would come back with what we thought we got back in scrap prices. It'll be over $45,000 we got back in scrap off those Raiders, which is a pleasant surprise off of that. So we can use it right now. The diesel tanks, which sit right behind it, that now gives us access to those. We'll be taking pictures of those, and we'll be trying to market those and hopefully selling those diesel tanks at some point here in the near future and getting those out of our way. Besides that, our crews, they continued, like I said, I know we're working on this downtown feeder project, got a crew down there now, but we've also continued to keep crews. We're working on the First Street project, underground project, a crew working down. We just finished up down on South K Street, underground project we did down there, and then 15th and Plainview, we had that other project we had going over there, and plus just the daily locates and daily, day-to-day stuff, so plenty going on.
Hey Chris, back on the insurance claim, is that through the same insurance company as the other issue that we had previously?
It depends, potentially.
Okay.
Depending on what the root cause analysis, if it was just a failure, it would be through our same friends at Cincinnati. If it was caused by a lightning strike, that would be covered under a different insurance company, that would be an ICAP claim.
Okay.
ICAP has been out to look at it, they've been great to work with, prompt, took photos, met with me this morning, they're formulating a plan, but nothing will be decided until between, it's a joint claim. We kind of said, don't know what happened, this broke, you guys figure out who's paying, summary. So nothing will move forward until between the two of them, they decide what the actual cause is, if it is determinable. So the answer is it depends.
Yep.
Have we ever had a situation like this?
We had the, not out of the downtown plant type of deal. We had to go backwards the other way when the West Iowa, we had a breaker, what was that, almost 2 years ago?
Yeah.
We had a breaker, but it was easier for to do the switches. We only had to pick up 3 circuits, where this one, we've got several more circuits that come out of this one, try to tie it all back together.
Yeah, these being older, a little more compact, they're not in shielded blast cabinets individualized, they're kind of just as a group. So when one of them got grumpy, it likely damaged all the rest of them. The last one at the 13.2, it was kind of, it was a mess and it was damaged, but it was at least contained because this can't happen, and it's the difference in the age of the equipment on what the specs are when it was installed.
Because you said
Just
this was
handle it better.
50s era, right?
Yeah.
Do we have others that are older or
I
similar?
mean, we got the West Iowa sub, it's older
It's also-
equipment, yeah. So, that's one thing why we don't want to put any more load on it than we have to. We're trying.
At least that
take
was
care
not
of it.
contained in the building, right?
Well, there is a building over there, it's got breakers in it, a smaller building, but it's not, it's newer vintage equipment that's in that than compared to what's down there. I guess the only other thing I'd maybe point out is I know we we got the underground downtown, all the overhead completed, but you may have noticed up around the north side, we left all that overhead primary up there, and that's why I wanted to leave it up there for just an instance like this. We were able to backfeed and get people back on quicker with that deal, and that's kind of why we left that up there, and it'll remain probably, or I'd like to leave it up there until we finish up the First Street project, and once that's done, then there'll be no need to have it at that point anymore.
All right, thank you. Water utility informational items.
Yeah, we're taking advantage of the weather, doing some distribution maintenance, in the process of replacing a handful of valves that affect the schools, Simpson with Strong Roads, and then the high school. Hopefully next week we'll have all those completed, and then we got a couple hydrants that need replaced. As always, same song and dance. We got a couple concrete board backs that we'll be taking care of. Continuing with the meter change out for the AMI project, and then the normal seasonal work on top of that. A couple updates on projects we do have going on. The roof, the main plant is, I'd say 90% complete. The company didn't quite do their due diligence on the thickness through over the whole plant. So it's going back to a ballast system with the rock on it that the company is taking the cost of the rock because it was their mistake. So it's still the same concept, it's just it's got the rock on top of it now. And the reason the rock is on there because they can't drill through the roof to hold the foam membrane down, so it's getting rock back on it. So hopefully, I would say hopefully in the next 2 weeks that's done. They do have to have the manufacturer come down, inspect all the membrane, all the seams and stuff like that, so then the warranty is good through the manufacturer. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks they're out of there because they're noisy.
How long is the warranty for?
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah. The next would be the generator. They did tear the drive out, the vault's in, all the conduit, or 90% of the conduit is in, up to the building, under the road, so we do have a rock drive back so we can get chemicals and stuff in there. If all goes as planned, the conduit, wiring, and the pad will be all done in July. The transfer switch is supposed to be in July too, so that will get set. Working with Van Monen though, I have said that we got to do a big power shutdown just to transfer wires from the transformer to the plant to the transfer switch. But to wait till early fall, just when our pumpage goes down a little bit, because I gave them a 4-hour window, and right now we're right at that 4 to 5 hours that we're off. So I just rather play it safe than sorry. So that will be kind of played by ear on how the pumping goes. But that is the generator update.
Did we have any feedback on the lead time for that generator?
They're still looking at options, but I wouldn't hold our breath.
Okay.
But they're still pursuing.
Yeah, we currently don't expect the project to be done until January 2027.
Then just a quick update on the North 6th Street project. Unfortunately, the contractor is backed up a little bit. He's doing a job in Missouri, and it won't stop raining down there. So we can't get that project finished up. Nothing's set in stone yet. We do have a weekly call every Tuesday, so I will know more tomorrow. But projecting to start the end of June. Notices are ready. The girls have helped get all the envelopes. They're all labeled, so as soon as I get that go time, we will be sending out notices, and then I'm going to go door to door and leave notices to this, so that way if they don't get by mail, they've got it in person. So knock on wood, that gets started here sooner than later.
That'll still be within our window.
They've got to October 31st.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then lastly, the solar field. I just did get confirmation later today that they will be on site, or should be, or maybe are on site, but to start the reseeding process of the solar field. That's it.
All right, great, thank you. Any other? All right, communications utility action items. Need a first and second motion to enter public hearing for proposed telecommunication rate resolution. Motions?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Roll call, sorry.
Celebrate.
Yes.
White. Yes. Smith. Yes. Voight.
Yes.
Craig.
Yes.
Thank you. You're in public session, the public hearing.
All right. Any public comment? Discussion?
Yeah, all we're doing here is eliminating the sports package. Most of those sports channels have been consolidated down to over-the-top channels, so we're taking the few remaining channels left in there and just going to move them over to what is now the family package, and we're going to rebrand that as the Premium Plus. So there'll just be 3 TV packages going forward. No price change. We're just going to roll those few sports channel package or channels into the family one with no change in cost. So So we're just doing a little consolidation, that's all. So.
How many customers does that impact?
You know, most, I was looking at it, I think we've got like 13 or 14 people that just take the sports package. So we'll reach out to them. Right now the sports package is $5, the family package is 10. So we'll leave this at 10, but we'll give them a heads up before we do anything. If they want to switch off of it, we'll go ahead and let them. So, and then obviously if you're getting the family package already, you'll get a few more channels for the same price. So, yeah.
All right. Need a first and second motion to exit public hearing. Motions?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Celebrate,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Voight,
Yes.
Craven.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Need a first and second motion to approve resolution approving telecommunication rate. Motions?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All right. Roll call?
Celebrate,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Voight,
Yes.
Craven.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Communications utility informational items.
Yep, we'll stick with the TV theme because that's what we've been working on a lot here last month. So we went from bench testing to field testing. So we do have set-top boxes out in the field. Customers using those, just a handful right now, but we have transitioned to stuff out in the wild. Everything's going the way we expected, so that's good. Good news. We would be a little more aggressive in the number of people we're putting it on, but we're still waiting on Ariana to complete paperwork for Versant NBC. So we're missing about 4 channels right now. But if we can get them to get that paperwork done today and get it to, or this week and get it to NBC, we'll get a little more aggressive on how many people we have out there doing field testing. So initial letters to TV customers went out last week explaining that we begin moving the customers over the new system in early July. It didn't generate a lot of phone calls, so hopefully people read it and understood it. So, but everything seems on track for that timeline.
How about what happened until they're impacted?
Well, yeah, exactly. And that is another follow-up letter will likely go out early next week, encouraging people. We're going to start with the folks that need to swap out equipment, encouraging those folks to call in and get a time set up in July. So we'll do that via the letter, social media, email, text message, and we'll resort down to having to just call people too. But we'll start working on that. We're hoping to get a couple hundred people moved over in the first part, or not the first part, in July. So. Then other than that, the new internet packages are being booked. We do have 5 2-gig packages we're going to hook up on Monday. So the new plans seem to be working the way we want them to. So I'll have some more stat numbers for you at the next meeting. But right now, preliminary stuff looks like it's doing what we're hoping it's going to do. So.
Any response from the people who are excited about the increases?
Yeah, we've actually had quite a few people call in, just seeing, the website or hearing about it through the meeting and stuff like that. We really haven't done much marketing on it at all, but yeah, we've had quite a few people call in wanting to do the upgrades, so, yeah.
And if I remember correctly, prices don't change for the existing packages, they just get the boost.
Correct.
Yep, I think that's an important thing to just make sure that's out there. I think it was.
If you're on the gig aspires,
Yeah.
our latest equipment, the gig centers will stay where they were at, but yeah, anybody on the gig aspires. The 300 customers are already bumped up to 5, the 5's up to gig, and we're still transitioning the gigs up to 2 gig, but yeah, we're working on that.
No, I think that's good. I saw someone going, oh, and that's gonna come with a price cost. I'm like,
Nope.
that's a benefit, so. All right. Anything else?
No.
Any other questions, concerns? All right. Combined electric, water, and communication action items. Need a first and second motion to approve resolution designating locations for posting physical and electronic notices and meeting agendas. Motions?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
All right, in compliance with some laws for next fiscal year, so starting in July 1st, we are required to have an official posting location for our meeting agendas. We have selected the window just to the north of the door there. You'll see the agendas there, and that is compliance because it is available for view at all times. So that's where we'll select our physical location, as well as we're optionally just mentioning that we also have our official electronic notices on the Indianola.gov website under meetings and agendas. So this is kind of just compliance with new laws and that formality.
Roll call?
Celebrate.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Voight.
Yes.
Craven.
Yes.
Thank you.
Need a first and second motion to approve resolution authorizing general manager to execute contract for insurance for peak power generation equipment. Motions?
So moved.
Second.
All right. I sent you guys an email earlier with the specifics. I think Monica also handed out that email. Our new insurance policy replacing Cincinnati because they are getting out of that line of business is generally going to be ICAP, but ICAP will not cover peak power insurance or peak power equipment. So we are going to need to enter into an insurance agreement contract. We do have, did everyone see that email from earlier and read it? I think we do have good coverage. It's kind of came together all at the last minute. IAMU led the charge because us, like many other municipal utilities, we're going to be left without a good option. So I commend all of their work for putting this together. I think this IAMU master breakdown policy underwritten by CNA will end up being a much more generous plan. It is a little bit cheaper. Some of the highlights are the deductibles going from $350 down to $100, and it's about a 9% decrease in cost. So by all, we don't have all the official policy designations and structure done. They talked about it in concept with the IAMU group, and assuming that everything's on board, we do want to, or I would recommend you guys select the CNA provider. And this motion is just allowing me to execute that contract so we don't have to have a second meeting in June. I'll just take care of that when it comes up. But like I said, this will be what we're agreeing to. We left it general because Wednesday when the stuff came out, we didn't have quite all the specifics. This all came out this afternoon, and if it all pans out, this is what we'll do, and have our, this is peak power specific. We'll have Courtney come up and talk about all the rest of our insurances on our next agenda items. So this is just specific to peak power.
So is there anything in this, Chris, that alarmed you or that made you kind of take a pause? There's certainly Cincinnati, a little bit of question if Cincinnati couldn't make it a good business plan at their rates, how can CNA do it at 9% cheaper? Somebody, maybe they've got better underwriting, maybe they'll have, more Iowa specific is different than Cincinnati, who kind of priced us out and got out on a nationwide basis. The Cincinnati's failure or exit of the business is relative to the pricing here, causes a little concern. And then how can they do this with smaller deductibles? But this, they're in the business. CNA is not quite as big as Cincinnati, but they certainly have experience throughout, and a lot of people across the state are putting their confidence in them. So I'm hopeful that this is the best solution, and we'll be talking about CNA insurance 20 years from now, but market conditions will dictate that. Where are they out of? Did I miss that? Are they Midwest?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I can let you guys know.
Just curious, because if they're more, that may be why they can do what they're doing. They have a better handle on the whole Midwest scenario. But regardless of all that, it's the best option we have, and if we want insurance at 7-1, this will be what we're doing. And it is, they've also, it's somewhat minor, but they've also, they're gonna have an April 1st renewal. So this is only, it's a prorated portion of the year, and we'll be talking about this insurance in April of next year. Probably not important to the business side of things, but at least the good news is that closer to budget time, we'll be talking about renewal numbers. So I think that is a little bit of an enhancement as well.
Chicago.
That brings, but in general, they're a pretty big company worldwide, so. At least that's what Google said. I should say Bing, but he used Google.
See what you did there.
Any other questions? All right. Roll call?
Celebrate.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Craven.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Need a first and second motion to approve resolution approving liability, auto, property, workers' compensation, cyber, and machinery and equipment replacement insurance for FY 26-27. Motions?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Courtney?
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Courtney Sullivan, HR. Good to see you all. Thanks for your support on this renewal, Chris and Michelle. The City of Indianola and IMU annually approve the insurance policies for liability, work comp, machinery and equipment, and cyber coverage each fiscal year. And with our insurance broker, Wyman Insurance and True North, we market and negotiate the current providers. And as a result, we provide recommendations for the city and IMU for the following policies: July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027. The City of Indianola and IMU annually approve insurance for those just listed. We'll start with liability, auto, and property. The ICAP for fiscal year 27 renewal came in at a total of $767,649. That is an overall increase of 4.5%. Due to inflation guards and added property locations, but does remain below the suggested budget placeholders. Workers' comp, the Iowa Municipal Workers' Compensation Association, otherwise known as IMWCA, came in at $170,929. The FY27 renewal does come with a decreased experience modification factor from 0.73 to 0.68. Unfortunately, due to a higher prior year loss ratio, we did lose our good experience discount, lowering our discounts from 44% to 34%. But our pure premium of $324,171 was discounted down to a $170,929, totaling $153,242. These discounts are a testament to the safety culture that the city and IMU foster within our inter-department safety committees. Each of the city and IMU departments are represented and attend our monthly safety committee meetings. So unfortunately, we did lose the good experience discount because of some higher claims between the city and IMU that we had this prior year, but we are not concerned that that's a trend moving forward.
So of course, it get reevaluated each year.
Yes. Yes. And then the modification is also on a rolling 3-year.
One of the numbers isn't purple. Is there any particular reason for that?
That's on cyber, yes, that's next, or Cincinnati, excuse me, the breakdown.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. The cyber coverage, we did separate cyber exposures from joint policies between the city and IMU to individual policies, because of the separation of networks. This change did result in an increased premium. To renew at the current policy aggregate of the $2 million that the city and Board of Trustees wanted to see annually is $35,670. The city policy totals $20,495, and the IMU policy totals $15,175. And those are based on the assets and exposures that each of the organizations have. The equipment breakdown, at the time that the memo was written, we weren't sure really the logistics, and then this afternoon, Wyman and True North did provide those, so thank you, Chris, for providing the additional detail. As he said, Cincinnati was exiting, or is exiting, the utility equipment breakdown market, and as a solution, we are transitioning to that master policy program that Chris previously outlined. So as far as the premium breakdown, in your packet, there was also the letter from Wyman and True North listed, and specifically the premium breakdown that Trustee Craven mentioned. There is a number in pink. That equipment breakdown for 59,636 was in pink because we weren't sure what the cost was going to be. So that wasn't included in the overall difference that you see. They're totaling 56,308. So as far as the budget impact for fiscal year 27, the account premiums total $1,035,333, which is 56,308, or 5.8% higher than the previous fiscal year. In closing recommendation, of course, working with our broker, Wyman and True North, staff does recommend that the City of Indianola and Indianola Municipal Utilities stay with ICAP for property casualty and liability, IMWCA for workers' comp, and travelers for cyber. Take any questions at this time?
I think it was in the Wyman letter. It had something to do with the workers' comp discount rate, and there was some differential between the city and IMU with how the discounts were calculated. Yes. Can you explain that?
Yes. So when they are looking at our prior year loss ratio, anything over 100% is bad.
Okay.
And so the city was bad by a percent, and IMU was...
There were higher losses on the city side,
correct.
Is that what it was?
Yes,
okay.
This previous fiscal year, yes.
Okay.
Good question. Any other questions? Overall, a very favorable, stable, fair renewal, and do appreciate the collaboration and the work that we have with our IMU team here. Thank you.
Thanks, Courtney.
So when the costs are allocated between the city and IMU, like on workers' comp, does the fact that the discount changed between the city and IMU get factored into those allocations?
Yeah, we pay directly specifically for our people, and there's no, so the payment, that portion is specific allocation and relatively easy to do because we don't have a whole lot of overtime. You know, the freshwater workers only exist at IMU, the fiber workers only exist at IMU, electric workers only exist at IMU, so we're able to differentiate that pretty.
So the fact that IMU's discount was better per se, we get factored into that allocation.
Yeah, that's a really great question, and I'm glad you brought that up. If I may clarify, the class codes that Chris is speaking of are specific just to IMU. Within the last 2 years, we have split those out entirely. We are under the same umbrella, but we have all of the class codes for electric, fiber, water, and utility under their own class codes. And so that estimated coverage premium is on the pure premium and payroll for IMU, along with that 34% of total discounts. This renewal year for 26-27, the total discount for IMU was $11,660 at that 34%, taking the pure premium from $50,431 to $22,794. Great question.
Thank you.
And that's new just in the last couple of years. We did work extensively with IMWCA to get those separated out. Makes it a lot easier.
So are the sewer employees not factored with the water team then on the classification? They're all a different class?
They're a different class code under the city.
Okay.
During the water.
I get it. I just, they seem more similar than maybe some of the others, right? And,
Just play.
Yeah.
Thanks, Courtney.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call?
Celebrate?
Yes.
White?
yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Craven?
Yes.
Thank you.
Need a first and second motion to approve resolution approving shared services agreement. Motions?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, Chris, and then
Yeah, so in your packet is the collaborative shared service agreement. This has been something that's been in effect for a number of years. We annually kind of make some changes and tweaks and modifications of it. The most significant one that occurred for this year is IMU moved away from the indianolaiowa.gov domain for email to its own indianola.com. That wasn't a change. What we had been billed for previously was basically just those Microsoft 365 costs, and they were direct pass through. We did that just to kind of clean up and get the path to so I can call Doug and have him fix my problems instead of having to have Doug contact somebody else who contacts somebody else. So we shorten up those resolutions. It's items like that that kind of have been whittled down. We are currently have two large shared services. For IMU, we pay for a portion of Courtney's budget. And in the other direction, the city pays for billing services through Alicia's department, pays for a percentage of that. I do commend Jake's been great to work with, kind of resolve some of those previous concerns. I think the price that we were paying at the $39,000 is much more in line with the value we receive. So I commend and applaud that decision. I don't foresee any changes, or the ability or desire to change that. I think we'll be kind of committed for HR, given our shared health insurance and the convenience of obviously the insurance being in the city's name. We'll probably always have that, and I think going forward we're at a good place for that. So I would unlikely to see any need for any further changes, but of course that will be evaluated every year. And likewise, Jake, do you have any comments? You want to join us and we can talk the other portion of shared services, the billing. I think that represents a great position and does save the taxpayers and ratepayers by having that joint service. To that, I'll hand that to Jake for any comments that you may have about the shared service agreement.
Yeah, no, just echo what Chris said. I appreciate the partnership. It was a very collaborative effort to go through this agreement, ultimately trying to streamline it, make it make sense for both sides, and take advantage of economies of scale where we have the opportunity to work together. One thing I may just add is just one of the things we did on the community and economic development side of the house is we did do payment processing for electric and water meter connection fees. That was something I heard from our staff, so we were kind of going back and forth on this. We decided to ultimately move those billings over to the IMU side as well. So that is one other shift within this. It's kind of a footnote in here, but other than that, Chris hit the big ones, and it was a good opportunity for Chris, myself, Michelle, Jackie, and Courtney to go through and work together to update this agreement.
So payment processing, right? Can you expand on that? What was that change?
Previously, when a contractor came in to get their permits, we had electric meters and water meters, the cost for those included in those permits. We're gonna do those all, so the, all in office here, so the contractor will go get a permit there and then need to come to IMU prior to getting electric or water services established.
Okay.
nothing else. Thanks a lot, Jake.
Yeah, thank you all, appreciate it.
All right, a lot of paper. All right, roll call.
Selgrave.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Hoyts.
Yes.
Craven.
Yes.
Thank you all.
All right. At this time, we're at combined electric, water, and communications informational items.
All right, I've got a few things to discuss. The first one is our July 22nd meeting. That was really the only date we worked out. Turns out that doesn't work for IAMU. It's the only date that month that they have anybody with their board. So we have it's pretty open. They've only got some sporadic stuff through summer. So we can choose to reschedule that to a different date, sometime in August, and it's relatively open then. Or if we're good on the 22nd date, we can choose an alternative location. One of those being, if we want to do that here at the boardroom. So, open that up for discussion. You guys have thoughts?
Deb, any thoughts?
August is fine with me if you find something in August, after the first week.
After the first week, so mid-August.
Mid-August, I'm not around, from the 13th to the 17th. Not that you can't do it, I just.
You're honest.
So you said from
13 to 17.
So if we pick something from 10, 11, or 12, how does that work for you guys?
I'd have to look.
I'm out until the 12th.
Okay. So, 18th and on.
Will that hit State Fair?
I don't think I will be around that week.
It's our annual audit too,
Is that
let's not do it then, please.
What if we just set the first part of September, once the summer gets over and all the vacations kind of start to slow down? I mean, there's nothing really saying that we have to have it in July.
No, that we're,
That still
Not
sets
held
it
in
into
time.
your kind of capital project conversations.
so we have September 1st through, 1st through 4th is the first week, 7th through the 11th. Is there any hang-ups there? I think those work for me. Mike?
Got Labor Day that week, I would just maybe stay away from this.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
And then we'll have our meeting probably on the 8th instead of the 7th.
Right.
Anyone opposed to consideration of doing it the 22nd here? Or are we
The
really
only
want
thing I
that?
feel like it gets the guys away from here if something comes in.
I can host a drink too if you're interested.
New
I can host a
location.
drink.
Now Deb wants to go. Now you wanna go? No.
No,
That's
for
okay.
certain, if you have availability, you do. Well, let's do that. if we
Yeah, I
have
can find a room, especially in the summer.
Does the 22nd work for you?
July 22nd?
Yes.
Yeah, that I thought I had down from Chris's email the 13th or 20th, but I think July 22nd will be fine.
Great.
Okay, so still on the 22nd, just at Drake, somewhere.
I like getting
Those
away
abandoned
from
houses
home
down
for these guys.
there. All right, so July 22nd still at Drake, TBD location. All right.
Other than that, I had the mean board and committee meetings. We talked a lot about their year-end audit. They are 3/31 year-end. Audit looks good. Another year had great results. We discussed options for having excess operational reserves, which is always a good conversation to have. Instead of saving for the unknown, we did end up choosing to fund some of the debt service, future debt service. So I thought that was a great compromise across a number of different choices. Also coming up, we have, Mike and I were part of this discussion, but we have changes to our turbine capacity qualifications, you know, the dollars that we'll get for those capacity payments. They're being changed. Mike, you jump in if I'm saying this wrong. We don't know exactly when it'll be effective or if it'll be retroactive, but changes are coming and they may or may not be held to the current date. We don't know yet. So that's ultimately they're surrounding reliability and wanting to make sure they have some concern of fraud where people say they have operations but then they don't have the ability to produce, and they want to kind of come down on those people and make the penalties relatively severe for, you know, maybe abusing that paper type of capacity. You know, certainly that's never the case here, but we'll kind of be swept up with those regulations and may face penalties we've never had to face before if our turbines don't operate when they're requested. You know, so like I said, a lot of those details are still to be worked out. We just had a meeting with me and staff saying changes are afoot, and we'll let you know when we know and when they'll be effective. A lot of that's up in the air. Fair.
Pretty much.
Still picking up the pieces from the 5/16 outage. Like I said earlier, you know, Mike and his crew, it was fabulous to watch and really, you know, true testament to the dedication. And like I said, that creativity, Mike kind of discussed some of the options and everyone explored. That knowledge of the system only comes with people in your town a lot and have that base level of knowledge. If they were coming in and we had solution providers coming in from 2 hours away, I don't know if they would have arrived at the same kind of solutions that Mike had. So again, just a testament to Mike and a great crew, as well as that, you know, the benefit of having local workers and a local utility is Mike was able to extract that knowledge and work with a group of people that had knowledge and options and figured out creative ways to make this happen. So again, you know, just a hearty thanks and a congratulations all the way around for that. It was unfortunate to have people without power. However, you know, those guys worked, even when power was restored, they didn't stop working to enhance the reliability. Big thank you there for everyone. And also on another good positive note, since we last met, we had our employee recognition event for 2025. We're celebrating milestones in 2025. And the big winner out of that one was water operator Greg Dittmer was selected as our 2025 IMU difference maker. So congratulations to Justin's crew, the water operators. You know, that is an important award because it is not just coming from the outside or coming from your boss. That's your fellow co-workers recognizing a bunch of people that do go above and beyond, recognizing somebody that went far up and above and beyond. So, you know, it was great to read that nomination. It is by far, reading those nominations are the best part of my job because we have a great group of people, and out of that great group of people, they select one of their own that. And Greg certainly has been here a lot of years, and he has shown leadership and expertise and always be willing to help. So congratulations, Greg, and Justin's crew for taking that home this year.
Great. Other business. With that, we do have someone retiring from our board. That'd be Deb White, if anyone didn't know. we just wanted to do a thank you very much, appreciate everything that you've done. And we got you cinnamon roll. No, I'm just kidding. So, thank you very much. We all greatly appreciate it. And if anyone else wants some nice words.
Deb, you want to show everyone what they got?
Oh, yeah, you can look.
Oh, God. You've got to be nice. I love it. Want it? Deb is my phone friend. We've been partners here on this side of the room for a long time. Yes, we have. Well, thank you.
So Deb, a small token of appreciation. While that's what she has is a picture of
Would you like to see
yeah.
it?
Deb
Nice.
standing next to the D-White transformer, solar transformer. Commemorate. You got a plaque from last time, so we decided to honor your second term of service.
They
With
didn't
your,
say how big the lettering was gonna be. Or I would not have probably done it.
well, no takes backs. There you
I
are.
know, I'm aware of that.
So thank you on behalf of staff. Thank you for your service, and
And I, but I won't be back. Twice is enough. But it's been a pleasure working with everybody.
Thank you. All right, with that, our item 13 closed session has been delayed, so we will move on to 14. And I'll take a deep breath. All right. Need a first and second motion to enter closed session, professional competency. Enter into closed session in accordance with Iowa Code, section 21.51I, to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless or irreparable injury to that individual's reputation, and that individual requests a closed session.
So
Roll.
Motion.
Is it a motion? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't put it on there.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call.
Celebrate,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Voight,
Yes.
Craven.
yes.
You are in closed session.